We took a supplement brand that was making around 20 grand a month in email revenue and boosted them to over 100 grand per month. And we also added over $1.5 million in email revenue over the last 18 months. Today, I'll be breaking down the entire strategy and showing you exactly how we did it. Let's get into it. There was a reason their email marketing was one of the lowest performing channels in the brand, and we really needed to change that quickly. The first thing we ended up doing was migrating them from MailChimp all the way to Klaviyo, and that was going to do three things for them. Number one, accurately track their email marketing performance. Sure, MailChimp does track revenue, but it was all over the place and inconsistent. And number two, it will allow our team to hyper optimize their audience and flows, helping them have more personalized messaging for their customers throughout their buying journey. And number three, deliverability. This one was huge. MailChimp already has a bad reputation with Gmail and automatically places emails into the promotions box. So we wanted to start with a clean slate when working on this account. Now, as a side note, if you are on the fence of switching, do it. Klaviyo is so much better, and if you want to support the channel, there's a sign up link down below, and trust me, you will thank me later when switching to Klaviyo. And I wasn't paid for this either. Now, after a few weeks, we got them onto Klaviyo and started working on phase two, which was recovering their tarnished deliverability reputation. As you can imagine, being on MailChimp for years wasn't doing any favors for their sending domain. I mean, their average open rate was anywhere between 15 to 20%, so we knew something was up. They also had a huge list of over 400,000 people, and we knew right away that half, if not most of that list is dead, and we just needed to cut it down. So we started with our deliverability rehab program, initially getting rid of bounced emails, emails that no longer exist, spam traps, and non-engagers. Then we focused on the list of people that did engage, bought, and kept buying through a series of test sends to gauge how healthy our current list was. And after doing about 5 to 10 sends and cutting pockets of audiences along the way, we ended up with a list that was about 150,000 people that truly engaged, and a very healthy 50 to 60% open rate on average with all their emails going forward. Now, if deliverability is a huge problem for you, I made a whole video covering it up there, where we go through the deliverability rehab protocol and take you step by step on what to do if your domain reputation is in the negative. Now that we had a good foundation built, we can start to actually make bigger improvements that made even bigger impacts on revenue. Phase 3 was about reimagining their current design philosophy. Now, their old emails did the job, but that's not why they hired us, and I don't tolerate good enough. On paper, the designs were decent, but they had no intention. So we needed to overhaul their entire design language so that way it stayed on brand, but also converted at a high caliber. Now let me pull up my screen and show you exactly what those old designs are and how we transition them into the new designs. So here we are in Figma, and we have the old designs here, and you can see they're a bit all over the place. We have different headers, different banners. Half of the emails need you to view them in the browser, which cuts off a lot of space in between the actual top of the email and the email content itself. So a less real estate on the above the fold. You know, if you've been watching the channel for a while, I hammer it in that the above the fold is important. Speaking of, you have a lot going on here. So you have welcome to Research Verified, you have all their products, thank you for your purchase, and going through all of this stuff, see all products, and then you have these three little blurbs down here. Now these are great, but what would be better is if you customize all the different emails that recommended products based off of what they bought. Next, you have not sure which to choose. And you have the brain booster, hair growth, joint relief. Like, these are great, but most people aren't reading all these small text. And then you have a discount code at the bottom and then a different footer. That's another thing you're gonna notice. The footers are all over the place here. Then you have a completely different design language here where it's like, high valued customer, we noticed you've reached us on the welcome email. Here's what you can look forward to. And then you have some image and then our blog and then questions. Like, there's just too much going on here. And then lastly, get the most out of your new joint health supplement. Like, visually it looks okay, but at the same time, most people aren't gonna be reading this, and it needs to be in a more digestible format. Now, this is what we did to revise their emails. We focused on product benefit driven emails, as well as educational emails, and emails that focused on fixing their problems rather than going over just what we sell. So it's like your supplement cheat sheet. And it quickly goes through, like for energy and focus, we recommend these. For stress and mood, we recommend these. For health, these. For immunity, these. And for sleep and relaxation, these. We still have those icons at the bottom here, but we just condensed them all in a neat package. You can see here, we're going through just a quick and easy email to read through, like, okay, I have focus problems, and then I'm gonna go with this one. Next up is early detection saves lives. So like that is a huge headline. Like if something that can help me save my life in the future, then I'm going to read more through it. February is National Self-Check Month and a reminder to take charge of your health, support your health. Here are 5 questions to ask yourself. Like we're actually helping the customer kind of diagnose what they have in order to help with either buying our supplements or even help them with their overall health. So we go through the self-check and then explore wellness support, and then it goes to the product page and the collections page. The heart deserves the best. Keep your heart healthy. So again, we're honing in on the fact that we want people to care more about themselves, and we're kind of educating them more on what they need to look out for when keeping their heart healthy. So we have heart essentials, and as you can see here, like these product descriptions are simple 1 sentence at most, whereas with this, they aren't that readable, very small and out of sight. So here it's easy, and then you got the shop now buttons. And then lastly is like winter slump, not this year. Shop winter wellness. So a lot of people go through winter slumps. They either feel, winter depression's a real thing. So we want to highlight those big problems within this email. And we go through like cold weather equals less activities. So take short walks or do some quick at-home exercises to keep the blood going. Increased cravings, trying to have a balanced diet. Metabolism slowing down because of less sunlight. Here you can look into green coffee. Or shorter days is more fatigue. Try and keep your energy levels with COQ10. And then a bunch of other vitamins to support you during the wintertime. So we did a huge revision, not only on the visuals look very good and a lot more clear and consistent. And at the same time, we combined all 3 of those into a great email series. As you can see, there's a massive gap in quality between the 2 emails, and our emails are likely to convert higher because we're going after those pain points as well as solutions for the customer. Now, after design has been locked down, now it's time to actually create these beautiful and highly converting emails at scale. So this is where we start phase 4 to revamp their entire flow strategy. So when we first came on board to help out with their emails, they only had about 3 automations, and within each automation, there was maybe 1 to 2 emails. They had a welcome, an abandoned checkout, and a post-purchase flow. For us, that's not good enough, and we knew that in order for them to hit greatness with email marketing, they needed to do more, a lot more. So we plugged in our flow strategy and started to expand their current flows, but also plug in flows that have never been there before, and to help them bring in more conversions in different areas of email marketing. We expanded their abandonment series to include abandoned cart, abandoned checkout, abandoned site. We expanded their welcome flow to actually build a relationship with their customer. We boosted their post-purchase flow to actually upsell customers more consistently and predictably. And cross-sell was also installed to generate more revenue when someone was running low on stock or they needed to order a complimentary product. All that hard work adds up to an extra $50K per month only coming in from flows. And if you're in the same boat as this brand and not sure where to start with the flows, I made a great video that you can watch after this one up above. Just click and it'll go over all flow strategies and how we use each strategy and the context behind everything. So all that said and done, we got 90% of the work done here, and all that was left was just few minor tweaks. We needed to start having a more consistent sending schedule and push for more emails. Now, the brand was a little bit hesitant at first, thinking that they were gonna burn their audience, and that's pretty fair because you don't wanna oversend emails. But they were only sending about 1 to 2 emails a month, and we knew that we can get a lot more revenue for the business if we started to send out maybe 1 a week or maybe twice a week. So we started to bring up their sending calendar, and through everything said and done, once they saw revenue coming in and audiences weren't really unsubscribing, they are pushed for it. They're like, okay, cool, that is the new standard. We need to keep sending 1 to 2 a week in order to keep up this revenue. The next thing was testing. So the only way you can get better at the craft that you're doing is to consistently experiment. So that's what we did. We pushed this account to the limit and we tested a lot. I mean, we tested send times, subject lines, call to action wording, buttons, content types, offers, the different segments that we used, the different ways that we segmented audiences. Like, the list is insane. So after going through all of the testing rounds, we finally found our winning formula, and we were able to actually push this account to the limit at about 6 to 8 months. And after that, we just consistently tested, improved, slowly got better over time until we hit those 100K months. And doing all this solidified email marketing as their top 3 channel that was performing. Ads was still taking a big chunk, but that's customer acquisition cost. But customer retention being at the top 3 channel, what more could you ask for? I hope you learned a lot from this video, and check out those guides that I mentioned as well. They'll be down in the description below. You'll learn a ton. And if you like this video, hit the like. And if you want to see more videos like this every week, hit subscribe. I also made another video right here, which I think you're gonna love. So check that out, and I'll see you in the next one.